This video contains 10 minutes of NiTe footage with 1-minute segments per sample.
Good evening, everyone. I'm ZJ, and this is my first video, ever. I've been watching YouTube for about 3 years now, and I finally decided to hop aboard the short bus. And now some infinitesimal fraction of the famously stupid YouTube comments will be directed towards me. It's very exciting. Now, I recently cleaned my room for the first time in 4 years. It had become utterly chaotic and unmanageable, and this is a room that's only 10 feet by 10 feet, and yet it took 6 solid days of work to get it all sorted out. Anyway, it's pristine now, and I found some unused gift cards from holidays past, many from Best Buy, so I decided to make use of them. I looked online to see what kind of webcams they have, and found one for $69. Looked like a good value for the features.
Hey everyone, it's been over 2 minutes and I haven't been raped yet. But I did have an interesting encounter with Alberta RCMP. Hi, I'm Diana Davison. As some of you may know, I run a nonprofit called the Lighthouse Project, where we help the falsely accused to build their evidence in their defense to take to court with them. And one of the things that we do is fly to court to be with them, which is what I did at the beginning of the month. I went out to Alberta, and the evidence in defense was so compelling that even the Crown prosecutor recommended acquittal in her closing arguments. Now, that doesn't happen very often, but for those who aren't aware, prosecutors actually have a special duty so that they're not seeking conviction, they're seeking the truth. But, as in the Ghomeshi case, they rarely follow through. In cases where it's extremely obvious that the person, if not just, the burden of proof wasn't met for their conviction, it's obvious they were innocent, they usually put forth the strong.
So Ariana Grande, Katy Perry, Miley Cyrus and a bunch of other megastars are coming to Manchester to do what is probably the biggest virtue signal event in history back in 2014. Now you might ask yourself, why on earth am I making a video about Ariana Grande? This video is to tell you that these celebrities do not care about you, the average commoner. They're about pushing the elite leftists' political agenda and will not bring us any closer to solving the crisis we find ourselves in, the lack of public criticism against fundamentalist Muslims. The children of Manchester were picking out pieces of flesh out of their hair, and people seem to be more concerned about Islamophobia. They've instructed people to not bring bags to the gig, obviously a security measure. And this is where UK taxpayers' money is going. If she really cared about her fans, she would tell them the truth. Music is something.
So if you have any sense of common decency whatsoever, it probably makes you cringe to even think about sitting down and just writing a book. Oh yeah, I'm writing a book. Like, that makes me feel a bit sick to say. And if you're anything like me, it's going to be a similar situation. If that isn't the way it is for you, then either you've had practice or you're dead inside. But that's alright. In this instance, it might actually work in your favour. You've got to fight the inner cringe. You've got to fight that part of you that's telling you that just sitting there writing a book is the equivalent to just spending hours jerking off to a picture of yourself. Fight it and move past it. So there's a thing called NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month, which is, by the way, what I'm talking about. And it's generally surrounded by this sort of sickening self-help fervour. I don't want to partake in that or donate to it, but I think in some ways it's
At the end of last season, April was asked by Andy to be Mouse Rat's band manager. So now she's managing the band, and she's kind of involved in Andy's band career, so she's got a lot going on. Chris is really good. It's weird because it's kind of like supposed to be a joke that Andy's in a band and everything on the show, but Chris actually sings all those songs, and he has a really good voice, and the songs, even though they're funny, the lyrics are really funny, they're kind of catchy and they're really good. So 5,000 Candles in the Wind was very enjoyable. it was on many levels for me. As April, I was now the band manager, so I got to take credit for that. And as me, it was pretty awesome watching Chris up there like rock out in front of a large crowd at a horse.
You can show like a man having an orgasm and it can still be PG-13 and you can be on his face. But if it's a woman, it's R. Yeah. If you're on a woman's face when she's having an orgasm. At least that's what they told me. Maybe they just don't like my face. This movie called Daydream Nation that I did in the fall with Josh Lucas, which wasn't a problem. He's my teacher and it's a thing. Yeah, he's a beautiful man. I didn't have a problem with it.
What are your thoughts?
I haven't really seen it, but I understand it's quite extensive.
Yeah, it
and
is.
Involved, so it's gonna be pretty cool, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was just in general. So
Girl games.
Well, but those were both hits across the board.
I know. Super fun. My favorite.
And what do you have console-wise? You have Wii, PS3?
I have a Wii.
So we played it, for fun, just as kids. And then we think we're really good, and then we find out that there's tournaments for the game, and we're like, oh, we got to go to these tournaments. That was like my first true taste of competition. I fell in love with it. I'm like, oh, I want to get better and better, and then pretty much been hooked ever since. There was a Puff player called King, and he made this calm video, and I saw it, and I was like, I want to play Jigglypuff. That's who I started with, and I was like I want to do exactly what he's doing. That's really cool. My all-time favorite person to play is probably Armada. We really push ourselves to get better and better. So when I play him, I'm like, oh, I got to be on my A game. Got to come up with some new stuff. So I probably enjoy playing him the most just because we bring the best out. Remember what I liked when I was this age. So it's like when I'm 40 or whatever, people are like, oh, aren't those going to be dumb? I'm like, no, because then I'll remember how I was when I was younger. If I can join any team, it'd definitely be CSGO. Just one round. I want to go one round. I come in, I get 3 kills, then I'm done. And then I'm retired. That's it. Right now, I just bought Star Wars. I really like StarCraft. I play Counter-Strike. Played League for a while. I mean, there's a lot of bad ones.
On the perfect storm of political season, it's easy to become a target for unwarranted, I think, aggression. And if you look back, one of the things that I noticed as I look back is that the President Obama and his administration said absolutely nothing about drug prices throughout the entire period. And I asked one of the people in his camp, why is he staying silent on this? Why isn't Joe Biden saying something? Why isn't President Obama saying something? He said very curtly, they're not running. And so it's really a populist issue, and I think was blown out of proportion. And so in terms of regret, I think maybe not seeing that as acutely would have been a minor regret, but because the price increase has stuck, so to speak, I don't really. That's the main mission, was to raise the price and have it generate increased revenue. That's happened, so I'm happy with respect to that. In that sense, it was difficult to sort of do anything. In terms of the investors, from a cash flow perspective, it makes no difference. In fact, you're better off raising it faster, I think. From the perspective of things like multiples and exit opportunities.
But yeah, to me, I don't really care about being top anything. If you rank me top 5 or top 3, sure, it's something, but at the end, it's just like a step on the way to the top, in my opinion. I actually do like the villain role, and it's very stagnant sometimes. And people, since everyone's friends, no one's really pushing each other because, you're not gonna try that hard to beat someone you're really close with. If you think that someone isn't as good as they walk around saying to everyone, or if someone's getting unnecessary praise, there should definitely be someone who is ready to call that out. And if no one else does it, then I'm gonna do it. This is the most exciting part about the game. This is why I came here. I didn't come here to just destroy everyone for free. That's not nearly as much fun. And I think that type of attitude helped me be clutch and try to win those situations because I don't get too nervous. I don't care too much about what's happening. I would like to be
Everyone just goes, it's sort of like chaos, but it works, and it's then the following sequels, which I thought were amazing. Ransom did an incredible job. I thought they got better and better, honestly.
So there could be more to come?
No, I don't. I live in London, so I managed to kind of stay relatively out of the limelight, which is nice because I can just come home and not really think about that and not really think about my work. And yeah, I read scripts. My agents, who I've been with for ages, they really help me kind of filter out all the crap, which you get a lot of on in the film industry, and you really have to kind of pick through it to find the little gems. Kind of coming to terms with what we're meant to be in the industry, because it's kind of chaotic, and you feel like a fish out of water a lot of the time, because I was like 10 when I did my first role, and you're kind of having to do a lot of mature things and talk to adults, and
yes.
when you're that age, you just want to like